Hey guys, it's Kamikaze Blaze, I'm Stally, and I've got Shade here today. We are playing, well, I am playing Grid 2. We've got some footage for you. It's a reasonably new game, and we're about to review it for you guys. Shade, I played a lot more than Shade has, and I'm going to ask Shade some questions. He's played it a wee bit, I let him play a wee bit of it. So, first impressions, what are your views on it?
Well, I'd say that the gameplay is incredibly smooth. I really like the graphics, they're done really well.
Alright, well, do you think the new engine for Grid, the Codemasters new engine, is decent?
Yeah, I'd say it's good, it really suits it.
Okay, the cars on it, I showed you a few, there's 4 different tiers. If you guys have played the game before, if you haven't, there's 4 different tiers. Tier 1 is smaller, less powerful cars, but some of them are more muscly, like you've got your Mustang and such like. I think I'm currently in Tier 2 with the Nissan Skyline or something in the current gameplay. But Tier 2 has got slightly faster, more upbeat cars, which you unlock in the career. But Tier 3 is faster and more like supercars, and Tier 4 I've not got a clue, but we'll get into that later. What are your views on the cars, the selection of cars?
I'd say that they've organised them really well. Like the first car you let me use was the Mustang.
Yeah, it was pretty powerful.
It was for a Tier 1 car. It's still really good. I have to admit, I enjoyed using that a lot more than the KTM.
Yeah, I let Shade use a very powerful. It's very powerful. It's a very fast car, but if you basically nudge it, it goes off road. And Shade isn't very good with well, he wasn't very good with it because it was a bit off.
Hey, I came in first place in the first race.
But that was
just because I caused a pile up to do it doesn't mean that it wasn't a legit tactic.
Right. The different game modes. I was just about to say you were doing the overtake thing. There's multiple new game modes. Well, I think maybe actually just 2 new game modes, but they're unique. They're not just your standard race and face off. What are your views on the overtake, which is you just need to overtake the points? What are your views?
I thought it was good. It's I suppose you could say it's a bit like training for in a proper race when you have to slot in between other cars as they're turning.
Yeah. Did you enjoy, also the light? There's lots of routes, but there's this new thing. I think it's new at least. They might have had it in Dirt Showdown. Codemasters might put that in, but they've got this new thing called live routes, which is a track which has junctions on it, which can change just randomly. Not obviously when you get to them, but it'll change throughout the race. But so you can't learn the track. How was your view? You did the Dubai live track. How were your views on that?
Despite the fact that I'd played it before, in
the circuit we're actually viewing, Shade had a shot at that with the Mustang, which although it was his first shot, I kind of just crap right off the.
Amazing.
Yeah, that was one of my bad turns. Yeah, and that's not. Right,
I don't think you're doing very well on this track, to be honest.
No, it's not my best. I just kind of, it was on a small screen, remember, as I've showed you. But yeah, yeah, the graphics, they're very good for the Xbox 360. I was actually thinking when I saw some video footage, they're actually just bringing it out on the new next gen console, because it was pretty crazy for a console. The current graphics are pretty crap compared to PlayStation, PC. Also, this corner cutting feature, I dislike it. I think everyone is going to say that at one point, because I remember cutting a corner, and I wasn't really cutting. I basically touched a blade of grass, and it came up with saying corner cutting detected, and it reduced me to 25 miles per hour, and this guy he's trying to get at me, but he's not going to get past. I'm just too good for him.
That
So
awkward moment when he gets past.
yeah. The controls. Let's go into the controls. I think I'm rushing this review. What are your views on the review? Oh, this is the live route of Dubai, I believe. Yep, live route for Dubai. So you'll be able to, it's a countdown route.
Yeah,
Elimination.
This is the route that I was trying the live route on. I crashed a lot.
Yeah.
That's really all I can say about that, to be honest.
I was about to tell you guys. Here's a couple of car makes. They've got most of the major car dealerships. You got some that are unknown to the general public. You got Zenvo and that. And I know lots of people know Pagani for like the Zonda, and the Koenigsegg, but it's still unusual. You got your Volvos, your Nissan, your Mercedes Benz, your McLarens. You still got Koenigsegg, Jaguar, Ford Focus. I'm actually surprised not to see the first tier.
I'm sorry, did that say Jaguar?
I don't know.
It says Jaguar.
Okay, that's wrong. You got Chevrolet. You got supercars like Bugatti Veyron and Aston Martin and such like. I'm actually surprised at the amount of road cars, not like cars that are usually in races, such as Ford Focus. It is in like the likes of rallies and stuff, but I was surprised to see it when there's like 2 tracks that actually have some sort of off-road course. Because a lot of this is based in city maps. Anything else I should add? You think? Any more views on it?
Well, the unaided turning.
Yeah. The unguided system is a bugger, but you get used to it. It's a new.
Having only played it for about 10 minutes,
Yeah.
I crashed so many times. Just like that.
Yeah.
Except probably a lot worse.
Yeah, a lot worse. Especially with it's a great handling car. Just the turns you need to be very careful with. I think I might add some footage at the end of this.
Pro tip, well, semi-pro tip: never speed towards a hairpin bend at full throttle.
Okay, yeah.
Because you're not going to be able to quickly snap around it unless you're like mega pro.
Also, this flashback feature, has been produced in Dirt 3, I believe Dirt Showdown, and Grid 1. I think Dirt 2 might have had it. I can't remember. No, I didn't play that one. But yeah, it is very useful if you crash, like I did there, as I showed you. But if also someone just illegally, let's just call it illegally, smashes into you, and you basically go out of the race, and it really, you don't deserve that sort of stuff. Some really reckless driver does that. You can use that, and you can rewind your progress to when it was good. Your views on the flashback system?
As I said before, causing a pile-up is a legit tactic.
Yes. I don't recommend you use it online. There isn't a chance of
Hey buddy, weep!
If you F up on it online, there's no flashbacks. So good luck. The online is... Oh, I'm just going to talk about the career now, actually. The career is pretty... I wouldn't say intense. It's a good career. A very good game for its career. There's different seasons, like most racing games, like Dirt and such like. That you start off with a small crappy car. Wasn't that crappy, but it wasn't the best compared to what I've got now. And especially DLC cars, they're overpowered. That's the first place, yeah. But you get fans and such like for doing promo events. You can. Before I'll show you. This is the layout of it, and the career. You got your vehicle challenges, which you can earn vehicles. You got promo, which you can boost your fans and get more people on your side, basically. And you got your test drive thing, which you can drive any cars on these circuits. You get one after every tier you've unlocked. And the WSR, which is just the main racing event of the whole thing, which in tier 1 and 2 you try and tier 1 and 2 season 1, 2, 3, I believe you do try and win the hearts on tier 1 of the Hearts of America. Why does it say tier? Season 1 you do America, Season 2 is Europe, Season 3 is Japan, and Season 4 is just all-rounder, and I totally effed up there, but as an awesome guy, I just choose not to use the flashback system.
I love how, despite seriously being fucked up by the other cars, they actually help you by guiding you back on your path.
Yes, sometimes in corners, sometimes he just put you the total wrong way, but sometimes they do.
That happened a lot to me.
Yeah, you went around the corner and you basically crashed into another car, using him to push you, give you leverage. Oh god, I believe this is one of my worst races ever. I looked at. I don't know.
How did you even do that?
I think
that was great.
Right, ratings now. Let's give it a rating. Let's go for. I'm gonna give it a good rating. I love this game. It's my most modern game I've got at the moment, and I really don't think I should show this gameplay. It's terrible, this race. Right, rating.
Someone needed that road sign.
Rating, gameplay. I'd give it out of 10. No, let's go for stars. 5. Let's go for, I think a 4. A 4-star rating out of 5 for gameplay. What about you? For the small town you played it.
Since I only played it for a very small time, so I'm going to say 3.75 stars.
3.75 stars. Yeah, you wouldn't think that with this race. I think I might just make new gameplay. But right, graphics. Although you can't see it in this video because the PVR we've got at the moment isn't top quality, but it should be upgrading soon enough. I would give that out of 5 a 4.2 for the platforms that on Xbox 360 it was great for. PlayStation 3 it was same obviously, but PS3 has slightly more enhanced graphics than the Xbox, I've got to admit. You? What are your views on graphics? What?
I have to admit, I really thought the graphics were incredibly detailed. I'm gonna give it a 4.4 out of 5.
Oh, more than me. 4.4 stars out of 5 stars for graphics from Shade. That's pretty good. It's very good graphics for a racing game. I'm surprised. Right. What else should we rate?
I think we should rate that crash.
That crash was a very good crash. I'd give that a 5 out of 5. And there's a nice power up right there.
From a guy who in 10 minutes of gameplay managed to crash probably a world record of times, I'm gonna give it a 1 out of 5 stars. Mediocre crash, do not approve.
Denied. I believe at the end of this, my controller just F'd me over. I think during this whole race, my controller has F'd me over. So, overall rating. There's nothing else we should rate, about this.
I don't think there's anything else.
The new, let's rate the new guidance system. Should I say no guidance system? Out of 5, I would give it a 3.75 stars. It is a good quality. It gives a nice effect of realism, and I generally like it. It's not too easy anymore, and I just got second place because I effed up. What about you?
I'm fairly sure there you flipped into the audience.
Yeah. So your views on the thing?
Well, I overall think it is an incredible game. The non-guidance system really screwed me over, but
Yeah.
but getting used to it after a while, like you properly have to slow down in corners if you want to make them. It's not like there's a really old racing game I have. I can't even remember the title of it, but you could be speeding along like full throttle and you could just turn around a hairpin bend, no problem.
Yeah, Dirt 3 was actually quite bad for that, because it's got bumps and all that. It's got this guidance system. It's got a line where it shows you to go, and it guides the turns. So basically, you could go full throttle, and you've won the race, basically, as long as you can get past guys without crashing into them, of course. I think we should end it here. Overall rating, what would you give it out of 5 stars?
Overall rating, 4.5 stars.
4.5 stars. I would give it a 4.6. Now I'm gonna go for 4.5. It's the best racing game I've ever had. I've got to admit, ever played.
One of the best I've ever played.
Yeah.